Well, we've all had this where parents hide things from us. They don't want to let us know they're aging. They don't want to let us know that they're not taking care of something that should be taken care of. And what happens is it always unfolds in the exact same way. So you pull into their home and you see that there's the newspapers are still outside the door. And they used to be avid readers. And you walk into the house and it smells. So something's not right there. And you're watching them. There could even be dishes that are not clean still in the sink or on the stove. And you look at that and you're noticing all these things that used to never happen. And now when you ask them about it, they're saying, I'm fine, don't worry about me. You desperately want to believe them because it hurts to see them changing. But accepting that reassurance is not going to give you a sigh of relief. You have a busy schedule, you have a career, you have a family, you have 1,000 things going on. And deep in your gut, a quiet voice is screaming that something is shifting with your parents. Something is changing, they're hiding stuff from you, and you don't know what to do next. And this is so common because you're going to start picking up responsibilities and heading down a road that's not going to give you your life back. So one of the biggest things we can do is accept it when they say, oh, honey, I'm fine, when they're really not. Well, hi, I'm Suzanne Fasella. I'm a retired physician assistant and a senior care strategist. And I show exhausted family caregivers how to break out of this constant crisis management and into leadership, which we're going to talk about today. So we protect the senior, the one you love, and you keep your own life intact as well. Seniors frequently hide their physical and cognitive struggles out of profound fear. And the reason we know this is when you mention it to them, that there may be some losses going on, they get angry with you. And anger means they're scared. When people get scared, they get angry. They have fear. So if you ignore your instincts, it's eventually not going to end well. You're going to have a confrontation, or you're going to end up in the emergency room. You're going to have an intervention. So what I want to show you are some tips and what you can do and what we do in order to get these hidden things under control. So when an aging parent insists that they're perfectly fine despite the visible changes, it's easy to assume that they're difficult or stubborn. But in reality, it's that deep emotional pain that they're experiencing. And we want to get through that so that we can put some guardrails up. Your parent is terrified. I'll tell you that right now. They see these changes occurring. They know they're occurring. They don't want you to tell them they're occurring. They already know they're occurring, and that makes them mad too. Okay? So if they lose their balance, they lose their keys, they're surrendering their adulthood. They're saying, I'm going to be a burden on my children. They're saying that you're going to take away the car keys. You're going to put me in a nursing home. You're going to make me use a walker. I'm going to be around a bunch of old people, and I don't want to be around a bunch of old people anymore. I want to be around young people. I want to see my grandchildren. Don't take that away from me. So if any of this resonates with you, hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button and share this, because that allows YouTube to share it with so many other people. Because we all have seen this. We've all seen our parents, aging parents, try to hide stuff from us. It might be one little thing at first, and it might be a bunch of things. But when they start adding up, we got to do something. Your parent is not going to explicitly ask you for help. But what we can do is we can be the pressure release valve, not the pressure cooker. We're going to be the pressure release valve. I'm going to show you how this has worked with thousands of people I've worked with. First of all, subtle household management failures. Okay? Late payment notices or unopened mail piling up. When we see things like this, all right, you're just going to pick the mail up for them. You're going to start doing the mail. You're going to hand it over eventually to somebody else. We always have a secondary goal. You're not going to get stuck with it forever. This is where caregivers make the mistake. They're the only ones doing everything. You're not going to do it. We're going to move into leadership. Leadership is we're going to hand the mail off to somebody else. They can still do it. But you know what? They might like another sibling to do it with them, not you. Number 2 is nutrition, changes in nutrition. When I saw this happening, I see it a lot with seniors where they don't want to eat anymore. Their food is awful. All right. They could order some decent food in. You can order food in for them, or you can take them out for an ice cream cone. You can take them out for a sandwich. They'd enjoy your company. Maybe somebody in your family can take them out, especially if you have older children. They can volunteer to take grandma out or dad out, papa out. Okay. Eventually, we're going to hand this off to home care is going to sit down and eat with them too. You say, what? Yeah, why not? Why can't home care sit down? Why can't we bring in food and have somebody else sit with them so they don't have to sit by themselves? They don't want to do that anymore. They're lonely. Nobody likes to eat by themselves. Okay, so you take the time to eat breakfast once or twice a week with them, and then you pass it off to somebody else to do this, or you might continue to do it. You might see unexplained bruising or furniture walking, where they're holding on to furniture for balance and things like this. You send a note to the doctor. You pass it off. You let the doctor order physical therapy, or you might even put grab bars up. Grab bars in the shower, and they say, you put grab bars up. I don't want grab bars. Okay, don't use them. Take them down. I can't. They have to stay. Okay. How about they're neglecting their personal hygiene? You walked in the house and it smells all horrible. It smells like urine. And you're like, what the heck is going on? And at one time, they were impeccably groomed parents. And now they're wearing slippers and they're in their house dress, or they've got stains on their clothes. What you do, you offer to shower them. They maintain their dignity. You shower them. And then what happens? You pass it off. Eventually, you need somebody to help you shower them. You never say help them. Help you shower them. Now, I have had home health come out, and they have stood outside the bathroom door with a towel for 3 weeks straight before the senior finally let them in to help. Didn't mean you ran out of the bathroom right away. I made the caregiver stay in the bathroom with them until they got comfortable, which sometimes was another 3 weeks before the caregiver could take over. But this is true leadership. Leadership is making these changes so tiny that the senior doesn't even know they're happening. So you always have the ultimate goal in place. Number 5 is social withdrawal. Okay, this goes back to eating too. You know, they're pulling away from their hobbies or their church because, it's just too paced for them. It's too stressful for them, fast paced for them, too stressful, or they have too much arthritis and it hurts them. You can start out helping them with their hobbies, taking them to church. And then the next week, somebody else picks them up and takes them to church. The next week, somebody else. Again, we're passing it off. We're doing it first, but we're passing it off. The ultimate caregiving program is that we develop leadership in everything we do. We help with leadership. Now, one thing you may not, there are things you may not want to pass off. Medical advice, and if you're the health directive, we don't pass that off. But I'm just saying there's a lot of things that we slowly make these changes to get our senior up and running again. And trust me, your senior does not always need you around. They might want other people around. So shouting, look at this mess, is just going to make them not do anything. Now, I have seen parents know their children are coming in for a week, especially being in Florida. They come in for Easter vacation or spring break. The parent starts cleaning the house like crazy, making meals, start cooking and all that. And it's that social preservation that they're going to do while their son and his wife and the children are there. And then they go back to a house that's not so much. So all these things are hiding from you when you can be the pressure release valve, not the pressure cooker. All right. So let me know in the comments below what you're struggling with, what warning signs you're seeing in the house. And let's talk about them, because ultimately they can all be solved. This is not a hard thing to wrap your senior in a blanket of safety and dignity and keep your life running. It's amazing how we do this. And don't forget to get the 75 common problems that I've seen and corrected, because remember, love is not enough. You need the strategy. You need the plan to go with it. Take care, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.